to be called husband and wife. Mommy, you are very much welcome to the Virtuous Women's Program once again.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for the great life you have done in the kingdom of God.
Thank you.
I know knowledge is faith you impacted knowledge in heaven. God will also bless you.
Thank you, Mommy.
Good like that.
Thank you.
God bless everyone. Everyone, and that is watching us right now.
Oh, yeah. We know at the end of the day we will all be of a blessing. We will be of a blessing. Last month, as I said, we talked about dating and courtship. We established the fact that dating is only it's only finding vital information about the person directly or indirectly. And we also said that dating is not meant for everybody. Not everybody goes through dating. We also said that courtship is moving to the next stage, which is getting the family members, your pastors, or any important member of your circle know about your relationship. And this is because it's our intention as Christians is towards marriage and not for pleasure. We don't date in court for pleasure. We also talked about looking at the red flags as you are dating. If there are certain things that comes up that you know you will not be able to bear it in your relationship or in your marriage and you want to opt out, that is the time that you can do. It is also the time that you make your intention known to, as I said, the very people around you that are important, and then you plan on how you have to go about it in order to get married. We also talked about discussing sensitive issues such as finance, health, and other things. Today we want to move on to the next step. But before we do that, we know somebody may ask, is proposal an African thing? It has come to stay and it is being practiced. So we want to talk about proposal before we go into the preparation towards marriage. So Mommy, I don't know how your time was, but you want to know what is proposal and what is the purpose. How was it also in your time?
Thank you, dear.
You are welcome, Mommy.
Before I talk about proposal, I want to keep the definition of marriage so that we get this through our mind and we know how to start everything practically. We usually say that marriage is a union of two people. So if it's a union of two people, I can just get up and join a man, or I can just get up and join a woman. We stay together and we do our own thing as husband and wife. But we should know that marriage is not just a man and a woman getting union or coming together. It's the legally and the socially sanctioned union between the man and the woman. So it means that before marriage, we have to go through
a procedure
that legally encompasses the marriage. And socially, we also have to go through procedure. I'm talking about social, I'm talking about the rules in our society, the custom in our society, and tradition, and our beliefs. What we believe about marriage, and we believe about marriage of the custom, the tradition, that we wanted and sanction us to be husband and wife. So marriage is not about two people getting union. like we usually spend from the that as to divide the two can join together, come and take a range, give promises to themselves, put it together, and be a husband and wife. And even coming to the right one, that even the wife doesn't take that as marriage. The wife doesn't take that as marriage. We also have the legal means that function or encourage man and woman to contract to marry. So coming to your question, since we are governed, we need to do certain things before we are mandated or we are given the rights as a husband and a wife. What should we do? What do we start for? Proposal. To me, my own definition of how I see proposal is letting your intention known to the other party. But yes, I've not with you, I've been a friend with you for a while, not a boyfriend, a girlfriend. Let's study our thoughts, like we did last month. We've worked together in, I've realized that I can live with you for the rest of my life. So I'm making my intention now known officially to you that I want to take you as a life partner. This can be done between the two of you. This can be done if traditionally, if you allow your family members get to know your intention and they go and ask for the plan of the woman. But now what I see is that people do celebration and do, maybe they show the romantic aspects of their life. But to me, exaggerating it to the extent of making party and hooplas about it, to me, is some way. Because when you do it or you do it like that, it can mislead you, which I know a lot of people are victim to that. It can mislead you. Not that it mislead you. You know that time they do things to get their drink card and all those things. Would you marry me? Yes. So some people think that since we did it in front of friends, we did it in front of family members, we did it in front of maybe even our partners, they are married. But that has got nothing to do with the procedure or the customs or tradition about taking one as a husband. So it's if you want to do it, fine, but you should know how to go about, not exaggerating to mislead you.
Okay. You need to do it, but you don't need to exaggerate it. Today we see a lot of young people kneeling down in the public places, lying down, doing all sorts. But you do it only to the glorification of God. You don't put away the God factor in everything that you do as you enter into your marriage. Okay, mommy. So we've seen, one thing we see about proposal is that it is always done with a token. Is it the ring or anything they use? Is it okay that you should always have a ring or you should always have a token to make this proposal? Because you're already entering into a marriage, you'll be buying a ring for your wedding, your engagement. Is the token that important?
Like I said, it has got nothing to do with us or getting one at the one. In the olden days, like I learned from one of our elders who is a faith, and he was teaching me that in the olden days, if one sees a lady and want to marry the person, what the person does is that you inform your auntie, that is your father's sister. You inform your father you went to one engagement and is coming that he did, you about the one. So when we might got closer to him, because I like him about marriage. I studied this, and he said, in the morning days, that the one that you first inform. So there's the one who puts you a years on the ground and the eye miles away to see how the lady look like or will be to you. So it's even there's one who will inform your dad in the olden days. But like I said, the traditions coming from one
Tribe to the other.
It's different from every area. So, like the work I do with, like, I know that is the father, because they say that the father married for you, and you also marry with her. In some cases.
Okay.
But whatever we say, we should put it in our mind that to do that is not part of the marriage right. It's not part of our dowry, the dowry you are to pay, and all that. So we don't need to focus much on the proposal. We don't need to spend much on the proposal. Spend the top part of the process to get marriage rights. Fine. Maybe you think somebody you don't want to you want the woman to put the ring, the fine you can find. But to me, you don't need to put it that.
Mommy, today ladies have taken upon themselves to be the ones to propose to their groom to be. Do you find it okay that a lady should propose to a man? Like we are dating and then you decide that you are the one going to propose whether you should go to the next stage of your relationship. Is it okay?
You know, right from the there is nothing wrong with a woman propose. That's take the declaration like Jesus took the Jew. He said this declaration it was not so. It's the man that God saw that it was not good for the man to live alone with and 23. God said it was not good for a man to live alone. So he took the way to father and made a woman. And even after the woman has been made, it's Adam now made the proposal. How did Adam made the proposal? He said, this is the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. So Adam accepted Eve after Jesus has created Eve. After God has created Eve. So Adam accepted it that this is my bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. And also, Jesus stated it clearly that from the beginning, when he was talking about divorce, when the people came to him about divorce, they said, from creation it was not so. God created the man and the woman. And God said the man will leave his father's house or his mother's house and take the woman to be his wife. So to me, the proposal should be made by the man. But you should make yourself a knowledge material for the man. In the Bible, you can cite Ruth. You know, Ruth is not, no, once saw Ruth coming to the vineyard to pick her grains and food. And he liked her. She had sacrificed for the in-law. You know, want to have that likeness, but it was not his intention to marry Ruth. But Naomi, being the in-law, saw that Ruth was the right person who can take good care of Ruth and advised Ruth to make advantage or let the man know that if he comes, you are set. You are set, sorry. So the Bible says that Naomi advised Ruth to put on nine, to not have 90. So it comes to the way you put up, the way you dress up. That will let a man to see you and you attract him to marry you. Like my grandmother said, if you are a woman and you dress anyhow, you also go and take a man who wears there is this pantalon, they have the name for you. I forgot how to do it. You also get a man like that. So the way you put up, the way you dress up as a young lady, the way you put up, you talk in the public and all those things, people look at you. And the Bible says now, when we go to the tent of God, like he instructed by the in-law, he slept at the feet of God. People interpret that when there were nobody there, God took advantage of her and all that. And I tell you, when you read the scripture in Luke chapter 4, when you study it, you first that God was also a wise man. And Jesus told Ruth that, I will take you now, only if the one who is to inherit, your in-law, your past-in-law, does not take us. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So here you can, the next day, God took now the master to the big man. When the other statement did not, the first statement did not take him out, he failed to pronounce it to not to call the hitman of accepting Ruth as the wife.
Wow.
So here you can see that Ruth made herself available. Make herself a
Marriageable material.
wife material, now used to say. Before Boaz took her for marriage.
Wow. Thank you very much, Mommy. And I would like to know this, for the man not to be disappointed, do you advise that a man prepares the lady before proposing, like give a hint that it is going to happen, so that at least if the woman is not ready as at that time, there will be no disappointment?
Marriage is about the two of you. Marriage is like contract. Contract is not, there is one offer and one who accepts. So when you go to contract, business contract, you see the offer and acceptance. And since it's the woman that is going in, it's always better to let the woman know your intention.
Mm-hmm.
It's better you let, even if she was influenced by somebody to do, or if the parents that wants the two of you want to get married, or whatever, the two of you have to agree. It's not about doing it in front of them, but let the two of you agree that, yes, I'm also ready to marry you.
Wow. You should do it in a way that everybody knows. Both of you already know it is going to happen so that there wouldn't be disappointment. Wow.
Mm.
Mommy, thank you very much. Now that you have proposed, you want to move on to the next stage. What are the legal or events that needs to happen orderly for you to be pronounced as husband and wife? What are the events or stages? What do you have to do so that finally you can be called husband and wife?
Here we are talking about Christian marriage.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I would say that it depends on every tradition.
Okay.
Every tradition has its own way of going about it. But a Christian brother, you live a Christian and you want to marry. You have prayed during your courtship period. And now you are that both of you are ready. One thing you have to consider is your finances.
Mm-hmm.
So before you move ahead to tell the Lord, it's better and now you see that you are financially sound.
Mm.
I'm talking about being financially sound because every marriage, like I said, contract, offer and acceptance, you need something to enforce it, to make it to become a contract.
Mm-hmm.
Like contract, marriage is about, money is the same thing. It goes with a price. Every marriage goes with a price. So you need to pay something before you are giving the woman to you as a wife. Let's see here in the life of Rebecca. For our father Abraham, we didn't see how it went. But when Abraham wanted to marry for Isaac, we saw something in Genesis. In Genesis chapter 24. The Bible says that the servant of Abraham prayed. When the master instructed him to go to his hometown to look for a wife for the son. The Bible says when he got there, he prayed to the God of his master, whom we are all serving. So money, preparation starts with prayer.
Mm. Yeah.
And the Bible says that when the man got to the city, he went to the stream side. Because it's not that to be the young one coming to fetch water and all those things.
Mm.
And I believe that a lot of ladies pass by. But it was Rebecca who stopped and saw that this man is a stranger. So let me attend to him. That is so that that's what I'm talking about. That you have to make yourself
available.
Available. The Bible says he went to the man and he had the talk with the man, and the man saw that the man told him, we need water. We are from far away. We need water. The Bible says he fetched water for the man, for the camel, and everything, and all other animals we were traveling with. Before she went and fetched water for herself. And the Bible says that when the man saw the servant of this lady, she asked the house of this lady. He said, who is your father? The lady talked about the father. He said, so can I get a room indirectly? Can I get a place in your father's house? Oh, my father have a lot of places. The Bible says he didn't even enjoy the conversation. Later, the man gave Rebecca a chocolate. That is a ring. That is why I don't condemn this particular thing. But it's not something to really slow extravagant. The Bible said he gave him a ring. He gave her a ring. And when the man gave her the ring, Rebecca ran home. Ladies, when you meet a man and you are interested, and you believe that that man can take good care of you, you can make a good future. Don't run to the man, but run to the father. The Bible says, you better run to the father and inform them. So it's even that however, who went and fetched the man and brought the man home? You see this scenario, you see this. And since they are the people we are expecting, they work with God, and they have a right standing with God, we can learn from them. So when you see a woman you want to marry, you should go to the woman to ask his hand,
A hand in marriage.
to marry. And doing that, you can do it through your family and not about the family. But before that, you can inform your pastor and the church as to know I'm telling you have married counsels with all those system in it. You should inform them. And they will also help you. You know when the church coming, it makes things a bit good for you. When the church comes, the church will use the word of God to do the in-laws and all those things. But it's about the family. So you make your intention known to your father. This is the woman I want to take, like the project time we know. Maybe now I'm ready to go ahead with this thing. So I want you to accept
Hand in marriage.
You marry for me. That is what in the account before you
The cocoa.
you go and take the people and that is when you take the list or the item or whatever the family wants in exchange for their lady. Yeah.
Wow. So all that we are practicing now were actually in the Bible. There was a man who went to ask for the hand of a ladies for the master. And it was a form of like a knocking to go and to know what items he should bring in order to have the woman. So we should do it in a godly way. We already have a sample to look out for or to look at in doing our own. Wow. So mommy, now you go for knocking. You are giving the list, which is the dowry to pay for in order for you to have the woman. Once you have the list, what do you do? What do you do as the next stage? What do you do?
I'll tell you again. I want the man to know that, say the man is the head of the family, you are not looking for the woman before the marriage is concluded. Like I said earlier, it's the man. It's the man. So, the no way the woman, in the scripture, there's a woman pays the right price for the man. You know, in the life of Isaac, after he said, after he gave the ring to Rebecca run away. The Bible says he gave the family a lot of valuable items the master gave to him. He gave it to them, even to the officers who is Laban, before Rebecca was given to him to take him to the master. And this master is the same person that Isaac's son, Jacob, ran to when he had a problem with the brother. Mm. You remember that story?
Yeah.
Jacob and Esau issue. So Jacob ran to the uncle when he came to him. And the Bible says in Jacob, he was not having money. So he has left the first property and has come to stay with the uncle. So she paid with labor. With a strength. He said, I was telling you for many years. And here, look at that one was saying something about Ryan and Leah. Why did Jacob choose Ryan? Because Jacob knew that in their tradition, the woman had to marry before the younger one. Why? Because when Jacob took one onto to the uncle's grave, the Bible says that he met ladies that were going to the street side and met Raya taking the feathered cloth to the toe. Mm. The Bible says, what for the Raya? Considering Raya, why they are taking the wicked they will say, rock? How can this lady roll this rock? So the Bible says Jacob wrote the rock of Raya. So Abraham also saw something in Jacob. That Jacob will be a good helper or he will support her in future. You don't just get it to marry. You see anyone and you can't jump into marriage. Marriage is more than what we are seeing. Mm. The romantic side is very little. When we talk about marriage, now people let anything marriage is yo type and that, and see that this is the hardcore and yes, you be a good romantic person. No, marriage is not like that. Mm. In your preparation, you have to know that if this man a helpmate, in your preparation, I'm not is this woman a helpmate. So, like, I'm going back again. So, Jacob paid with labor 14 years before he was given the woman of his dream. When we talk about Ruth, I said earlier on, it's went with a plan. Mm. Once told the left king man, oh, will you take this Naomi girl as a wife? So, yes, no. And the left king man, oh, he said that when you take, you have to buy the foot of, take the foot and take root. So you cannot leave the foot, you cannot take the foot and eat root. Mm. So it was going with the price. With the price. So whoever will buy the gold will have to take. And the first thing started off, then it should go her way. And what took her up. So every money goes to the fly. So after the family has gone and they have given you the price, ladies, whatever your parents will give to the man to pay, don't pay with money. It's not your duty and it's not your right. You are not allowed. Some women will tell the man, oh, I have some fish and I have 12 clothes. So you can give them to you to you need to know. Whatever the man is giving to the day, let the man provide it. In case you don't need pay, we do it publicly. The only they do it in the room. Not two families does it in the room. But now we do it publicly, and now people want it to look flashy and want it to look nice. Yes, the family has waited for the man. If you want it, you bring it to the public, you want it to make clubs, so you want to add your own.
Can add sex.
But that's the family has waited for the man, don't go and go back. Every tradition, everything we are doing, soon more. We are too soon. You understand that?
Yeah.
The value we are paying is something. So don't go and take the place of the man. I know a lot of marriages that the women took charge of everything. It's not like for the man to do everything to them. And now it's all ended in the Two, after the knocking, take the list of the woman, and as a man, you provide everything the family has to provide.
Talking about price and talking about the fact that it's only the man who has to pay everything on the list. In order not to say, by all means, the lady will know the strength of the groom to be. So, mommy, can the lady talk to the father at least before presenting the list to the family of the man? Can the lady talk to the father at least to see how the list is, and if she can at least talk to the father to do something about it in order for the man to be able to provide everything on the list on his own without the help of the lady? Is it possible, or is it advisable that the lady talks to her parents about it?
It's two ways. Before one will make that thing, the family, the lady will let the family know about the man. Because you better like to wrangle and inform them about the man that will come. So before the man even gets there, I think it's the lady's duty to let the parents know who the man is. So if that's why the church normally comes in. You know, when the church are going, they used to manage things for us. That's when the church comes in. But even at that, the lady has to let the parents know who the man is. But suppose the list is given to the man, and the man accepts it, the man has to
provide everything. Wow, the man needs to provide everything on the list to pay the dowry of the wife to be. Mommy, today we find, especially us, we find ourselves in a place where you don't have all your family members around you. As couple to be, or can the lady, I want to know if the lady can help in buying the things on the list, in the sense not with her money, but money provided by the man, and then she helping the man to buy the things on the list. Because sometimes in the list it is included some intimate things that you wouldn't want anybody else to buy for you or anybody else to handle it. Is it okay if the lady takes money from the man and then help him in buying the things on the list?
Yes, what I realized that sometimes they, like you said, since you are away from family and all those things, the needs to have the right and buying the food and all those things. But one thing I also in the men, don't let the woman buy the things and put it in her home. Normally they need to say, oh, if you are just you are the woman, so let's buy this bait and bait. So everything is set. And they'll be buying and putting it in the woman's home. Then it feels that the thing has already gone to the woman already. What about if the woman has told you? Are you now going to collect the thing, or are you going to do it to the woman? Yes, you can take maybe, we have take a cloth, everybody has a color of the tape. So you can forbid the man to go and back to it. By buy them and put them with their man's place.
So we can.
And if to me, everything that comes to the man, we have to appreciate it. So we don't have to do that. Because of it, like the intimate thing. Yes, that one you take with no thing. You can buy them, with the husband, not your one. You parcel it nicely and go and add it to the stuff with the man. So everything has to come from the man's house to the woman's side.
Okay. So you buy the things, you prepare towards your traditional marriage. And mommy has made us to know that the items on the list should be provided by the man and not the woman, because he said something that is very, very important. He said there is spirit backing these things, so it has to be done and done right. Okay, mommy. Today we hear blessing, we hear wedding. What is the difference? Is there a difference between them?
The blessing and marriage. It's all about bringing your marriage to the altar. But let me come back with it. Marriage, it's about two family doing the traditional way of this accepts our partner thing. So during the engagement, what now we call it engagement. Traditional marriage. After you have prepared everything, you have prepared everything, God has asked you to say, the woman is your wife. Is married. But we can go
Further.
When we want to present our marriage before God. Why? Because we like any other offer before the altar. That's what we say. We make our marriage before the altar. What is the altar? The altar from the beginning of creation, from Noah's time to Abraham time and to our time, is the table of God where sacrifices are made. Where we collect our sin, when we something, then we our sacrifice and night our sin and do all those things. So the altar is a place where we put in sacrifice items. We bring in healing. So you want to put up like Abraham, when God told Abraham to go to the place he knew what he wanted to do. The Bible says that after Abraham had that encounter with God, Abraham built an altar and offered.
Mommy, that
So chapter 11, verse 10, it said that because Abraham needed the city, which foundation and its architect, whose foundation, the teaching foundation, whose architect and foundation is God. So before Abraham made the journey to make that sacrifice, he wanted that God Father foundation in his life. I'm leaving myself out. I'm going to the land of God, who to feed my brother, who to feed my household. So the Bible says he did that sacrifice, and he made the journey. So the altar is bringing your marriage, telling yourself and telling the whole congregation that you want the better we give you get to do that vow, better for work. That you are going into this marriage once and all. You wanted a marriage whose foundation is of God. So Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 12 also talk about it. It says that the three God live together is hard to develop. So bringing your marriage to the altar, you are bringing the three of you with God. And the intention and the preparation of the psychological preparation you have is that you are going into this marriage once and for all. You must imagine chapter 19 and the verse when Jesus was talking about God. He takes from great to don't make it so. So what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. So it's not about that person that we look now. Bringing in 7 and 10 and other bridesmaids and all those things to make it pretty, that pretty, it's not about that. The intention, the psychological, the spiritual intention of that, bringing the marriage before the altar is what is important. Have you made your stand that you are taking in this woman as the only one forever and ever? Have you made your heart prepared that you are not going to have any other person apart from this woman? Have you made up your mind that in health and in whatever you are going to stand by your husband? That is the most important aspect of taking your marriage to the altar. The altar, sacred item. It should come because things that are holy. That is why when you want to take your wife to the altar, you don't have to do all those not before you bring her before God. He said, for our God is not good. That one you count them up by 3 days, he will let you know that either he is loving in. That is it.
Mommy, you earlier on said that when you perform the traditional marriage, you are actually married. And you can decide if you want to take it to the altar. To the one who brings a man of God at the traditional marriage grounds, who is blessed by this man of God, like you bring them your pastor to bless you at the traditional marriage grounds. Have you brought your marriage to the altar, or it has to be done in a particular place to be called that you have blessed your marriage, or you have brought your marriage before God?
During the engagement, the man of God can do everything. If you like, you can exchange rainbow as a token. The rainbow is a symbol for everyone to know that this man is engaged, this woman is engaged. So there you are happy. But when you want to take it to the altar, then you don't have to join the man before you bring it to the altar. When you want the right way. It means you have to just stay away. Like I said, the altar is a sacred outlet. Things that are concentrated. So if you want to take it to the altar, if you want a white wedding, you still have to stay away. So you take it to the altar before you join the husband to live with the husband. And the blessing comes in when you have made your engagement and all those things, but you are not ready to present it to the altar now. Then you go as a husband and wife. That is why maybe during in the future, so you say that, oh, this woman has been a blessed woman in my life. This man has been a blessed woman in my life. Now, I want it to better provide. I don't want to live outside. I said the altar is better to work. You have no option to turn back. That is the altar, the difference between the altar and the engagement. If the engagement today, if your husband or the wife just communicates to you something, you can give him a divorce letter, and everybody will go it or way. But with the altar, it's what Jesus taught us, that it's for better for good. You bring it before God has accepted the two of you as the living sacrifice. So here you are not allowed to divorce. So when you take the man as the woman as your wife, during engagement, and you have lived, sometimes you have even have your children, you finish having all your children, and now you want to present her before the altar. It means you are taking her for better and for worse. So that is what we call the blessing. But now we are confused the two. And with the white wedding, we put our the veil and everything. Meaning, the man that knew you, he has not gone into you and having details before I have to put the veil during the white wedding. But with the blessing, we normally don't do trade because the man already knows you already. So that is the difference between the two.
Thank you so much, Mommy. There is this example that I heard from actually two women who were talking. They were at a salon and they were discussing how they want their daughter's wedding to be. This one said, I will invite 400 people, I will have this, I will have flowers shipped from this country. They were talking about big things at the salon about their daughter's wedding. So the woman who was working at the salon asked them, so when is this wedding coming on? And then they all burst into laughing, meaning that they didn't even know whether their daughters were having a groom to be, but they were just discussing how they wanted their daughter's wedding to be. Mommy, we know our mothers have us daughters at heart and they want certain things for us. If you find out that your mom wants certain things in your preparation towards your marriage or maybe your wedding, and you and your husband to be doesn't want it that way, how do you deal with it? Because I remember clearly when I was getting married, I didn't want to put on a crown. I wanted to put on like the comb with the veil, but she wanted the crown because she didn't want to miss her role by praying for me and putting the crown on my head. So with our expectation and what they want, how do we balance these two?
We are discussing now. For the statement that the traditional will do by their way. The traditional will go by their way. The marriage, yes, they can bring their food. But if it's not suitable for you, you find a nice way. Because no, when you are going, you need some blessing from there. You need some blessing from your mom, you need some blessing from your dad. I remember in my case, not actually the wedding, but in my case, when my husband and I decided that we want to get married, because we knew ourselves, and my husband traveled and I was in Vietnam about 9 years, and later because we want to do the month. This year I want to start. I check program is full for the year, so it should get to settle. I've decided it should be 2000 year 2000. So this is the year. So tell your pastor to find a place for me. You know, my husband informed the pastor then, and the pastor was coming to Ghana. The pastor came to meet my pastor. One evening I was out, I was there, you know, he asked my husband where I go to church and all that. So I was there when they said somebody is looking for me. I came out, and it was my husband's pastor. He joined the service, he usually talked to me. We joined the service and we finished, we did everything. After we went to the pastor, talked with the pastor, after doing his own side of me, then he said, okay, your pastor has marked you, so now take me to your mother's house. I took you to my mother's place. My mother also market. He said that I want to see your father, your husband's father, because then you know that my mother was alive. And I took him to my room. He made a telling me, when we inform my room, it is the he just lived the house. Everybody don't want to. One woman want to. So the man was like, hey, then your in-law affected you. How do you do it? I said, how do you do it? I said, it's a beautiful, but I think it's time. We need to experience the blessing of God's prayer before we go into marriage. Don't just get up and see that our fingers now, we are in love, so we don't care. Some people don't even care about what the parents will say. And we should know that the brothers and sisters, they are ahead of us. They know the family background. Sometimes they know the family they are going in. There are certain things they need are not to be done and all those things. You know, so they guide us in those areas. We need to listen. We shouldn't just have a goal. You must have a check, oh, we don't let it okay. Now, we don't do it that way. Sometimes you need to listen to them. But if you know that it's going to be extravagant and your man doesn't like that, And those extravagant things, it comes from the lady family because every woman wants to show up a man. You know, they want to show up. When you know that your mother is needing the whole thing, let him know the strength of your husband and talk with him.
Yeah. When you know that your mom wants a certain way, in a very nice way, you try to let them understand so that you go by what you and your husband to be want. Mommy, when you want to prepare for your wedding, today we know there are a lot of things that we need to consider. We consider maybe the choice of colors, the venue, refreshment and all that. And most of the time in discussion, I've seen certain cases where there has been misunderstanding and all that. In doing that, what do you need to do? How do you go about it in such a way that it will not bring even misunderstanding between you and the man that you are going to be with in the future?
Something, anything that we are doing, we should consider the situation. Not that we can talk about our way of life. As Christians, our way of life is modesty. We have to be modest in every area of our life. Peter talked about modesty, Paul talked about modesty, and all that. Even Jesus Christ talked about humility. So in everything we are doing, we have to do it in the modest way. You don't have to be extravagant. I know of people who have been postponing their wedding because of the venue to me. I want this venue, I want this big hall, and because this hall, I went and they said the place is occupied in this day, there will be good. Before you realize, it's about a year. A year is gone already. And if there is not taken, for you to pause for 1 year, or for you to make an engagement and stay on for 1 year, you know, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. So we have to be rooted. You are looking for a hall. You have not got a hall. You have got the church to bring the marriage to the altar. Bring it to the altar. After all those dancing and all those things, they are all, I would say that they are all decorated. They are not part of the future. They don't represent anything in the future. So you bring it to the altar, you know what's about. You can get your take away, bring it out, and it's married. You got God. You have got a home. So as not the way, it's not just like that. Some people want to bring every color. You know, today I'm in green. I'm celebrating my 20th.
Wow! Happy anniversary, mommy.
Thank you. You know, colors have their symbol. Every color has a symbol. We have the golden jubilee, and great goes with gold. We have a color and 20 years to manage.
Wow!
The colors you choose are very, very, very also important. I remember a friend of mine told me a story. She said she went to a wedding, and in the tradition, red is for marriage. So he got this African film, and some small black. He put some, he went and threw it nicely. He said, this is Ghana people. So he puts it and he said, when he got there, all eyes were watching. You know, there's something of me. You know, color matters. Color and every tradition have its own interpretation of color. He said, no, he went back out and no one lady. How did I live? Oh, you look very nice. But in our, are you a Ghanaian? He said, no, I'm a Ghanaian. He said, in our place, we put next to us for food now. Yeah, that is why everybody is talking to me. So, fathers matter very much. Parents matter. So, when we are choosing our family, we should watch all those things. We should watch all those things.
Wow. Everything that you do in your preparation matters. Even the choice of colors matters. And since putting things in place may bring bit of misunderstanding and all that, that is why the God factor is so much important in your preparation. Don't put away God. If maybe you are discussing something and it is becoming tense and you are not able to arrive at a conclusion, just take a break. Maybe pray over it, and we believe that God will direct. It's what the heart of the king is in the hands of the Lord. So he might direct and put things in place for all of you, and the glory of God will be seen in your marriage. Mommy, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We want to have your final words that you want to tell any upcoming couple who wants to bring their marriage before God. A little advice that you want to give to them, Mommy.
You are bringing your marriage to God. You are not an unbeliever. You are a Christian. Know that every foundation has its consequences. When you build on a rock, down a person, it will be consequences. Like the Bible says, one block on the sandy ground, and one blew, and the storm also came. And before you say Jack, the building was on the floor. Another person also built. And the Bible says he was wise and built it on the rock. And because of that rock, which is the foundation, the wind blew, the storm also came. And because of the roof, the building stood. So is marriage. Marriage is up and down. There are a lot of challenges in marriage. So you need God to be the foundation of your marriage. Like me, my husband told me something. 2 years before we get married, my husband was the mother and came to Ghana. I remember she told me when she came for the funeral. He says, now we are all born again. As I come, stay authentic. And the fellow will say, authentic. If you let me live with you, I will not marry you. He won't be. He said, if you allow me to live with you, I will go back. I will not marry you. You want God to be accommodation. Don't be sleeping with the woman and later bring the woman before God. Stay away. You have more years to stay together and do your own thing. Already we become at home. What they are doing. So you don't need to rush. You want it and you're Christian, you bring it as African countries before God. Stay away from fornication. Stay away from fornication. As I let everything that you do be God settled. I also remember when we finished the wedding, when we went to our hotel, when we were taking our night,
honeymoon.
Our wedding. We got there, my husband went to the bathroom shower, I also went out and shower. When I came, my husband was kneeling down, and I joined him kneeling down, we prayed. You are bringing to that topic of prayer. You don't realize you are praying over 1 hour. Okay, hey, just like. And I tell you that prayer and sustain out to the time. That prayer has to stay on marriage up to this time. Pray here about it, especially when you are talking about our 20 years today. But it's a very here about wow. It has become a testimony. It has become a testimony. Those around us never thought we can marry up to this time. But we made God partner the center of our marriage. Everything we refer to God. We add to each other and we refer to the Bible and we forgive ourselves. We are married based on the fear of God. So selfish doesn't come in. Me doesn't come in. We go and what does the Bible say? What does the Bible say about it? And that is what it is. And I believe that if every couple is to allow God to reign in their marriage, every marriage will go on. And you enjoy every bit of marriage. You enjoy every bit. Even when there are conflicts, you enjoy it.
Wow.
You enjoy it.
Thank you so much, Mommy. As always, you have been of a blessing to us. I am blessed so much. I have picked up some big nuggets that I've put in my cloth, and I'm going to use it when the time is due. Thank you, our wonderful viewers. Mommy has made us to know a lot of things about marriage. She said marriage is a journey. Marriage is a contract. Marriage is supposed to be centered on God. Marriage is supposed to be of it should be that which fears God. Marriage is supposed to be that which glorifies God, which means that everything about marriage has to do with God. So you don't have to leave God out of it, because He is the one who is going to guide you in that journey. He's going to guide you in that journey. We thank God for how far He's brought us. We thank you, Mommy, so much for being of a blessing to us once again. Thank you so much. To our wonderful viewers, we know we are in the Christmas season, so we want to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas and a blissful New Year. It should be a year that we are going to be fruitful. It should be a year that we are going to live to remember. A year of relief. Wow, Mommy says a year of relief. We thank you so much. We thank you for watching, taking your time to watch us every time that we come your way. God richly bless you. Bye.